Last night, a 72-year-old man went to bed just like any other night. He had no major health issues, no recent complaints, and his family never thought twice about his bedtime routine. But by morning, he was gone. He passed away peacefully in his sleep, leaving his loved ones in a state of utter shock and disbelief. How could someone so seemingly healthy experience such a sudden loss? His family is now grappling with grief, searching for answers to a question that haunts so many families. Was there something we missed? Could this have been prevented? Sadly, this isn't an isolated incident. Many older adults unknowingly adopt habits that quietly strain their bodies, particularly during the hours leading up to bedtime. Over time, these seemingly minor routines can create serious vulnerabilities in the body, vulnerabilities that often go unnoticed until it's too late. Take the story of Janet, for instance. Janet is a 68-year-old grandmother who always prided herself on her active lifestyle, but she had one habit she didn't think much of. She'd spend hours scrolling on her phone or watching late-night TV until she felt tired enough to sleep. Then one day, Janet woke up feeling unusually dizzy and faint. A visit to the doctor revealed that her bedtime habits were wreaking havoc on her heart rate and blood pressure, putting her at serious risk. Stories like Janet's and the 72-year-old man's are wake-up calls for all of us. They remind us that our health is deeply connected to the choices we make every day, especially as we age. The hours before bedtime in particular are critical, yet often overlooked. That's why this video is so important. Today, we'll uncover 4 bedtime mistakes that many of us make without realizing the damage they can cause. These aren't obscure or rare issues. They're common habits that might seem harmless, but can quietly chip away at your health. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. When you know better, you can do better. Understanding these mistakes and learning how to correct them could not only improve your sleep, but also protect your health and add years to your life. Let's begin this essential conversation. After all, it's not just about sleep. It's about ensuring that you and your loved ones wake up to a brighter, healthier tomorrow. One of the most common bedtime mistakes is something we might not think twice about: eating a heavy meal too close to bedtime. Many people, especially as they get older, find themselves enjoying a late dinner or even snacking late into the evening. But this seemingly innocent habit can have serious consequences for your health. Let me share a story about Paul, a 70-year-old retiree who loved his nightly routine of watching his favorite TV shows while enjoying a hearty plate of leftovers. Paul would settle in with his comfort food around 9 or 10 p.m., thinking it was harmless since he was just relaxing for the night. However, what Paul didn't realize was that this habit was putting an enormous strain on his body while he slept. You see, as we age, our digestive system slows down. What once might have been an easy process in your 20s or 30s becomes more labor-intensive for your body. Eating a heavy meal late at night forces your digestive system to work overtime when it should be resting. This can lead to indigestion, acid reflux, or even disrupted sleep, problems that can quietly chip away at your overall health. But it doesn't stop there. Research has shown that late-night eating can also affect your heart. When your body is working hard to digest food during sleep, it can cause fluctuations in your blood pressure and heart rate, increasing your risk for cardiovascular issues. For people like Paul, this habit wasn't just causing discomfort, it was a ticking time bomb. The good news is that small changes can make a big difference. If you're used to eating late, try to have your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your body enough time to digest most of your food before you settle in for the night. And if you find yourself feeling hungry late in the evening, opt for a light snack instead of a heavy meal. A small bowl of oatmeal, a banana, or a handful of nuts can satisfy your hunger without overwhelming your digestive system. When Paul made this change, the results were remarkable. Not only did he notice that he felt lighter and more comfortable when he went to bed, but his sleep also improved significantly. He woke up feeling more refreshed and energized, something he hadn't experienced in years. Making this adjustment isn't just about improving your sleep, it's about protecting your long-term health. Late-night eating might seem harmless, but it's one of those habits that can quietly take a toll over time. By being mindful of what and when you eat, you can set the stage for better sleep and better health overall. Another bedtime habit that often goes unnoticed is the way we position ourselves during sleep. Believe it or not, your sleep posture can have a profound impact on your health. While it might seem like a minor detail, consistently poor sleep posture can lead to a host of problems, some of which could even contribute to life-threatening conditions. Let's talk about Alice, a 68-year-old grandmother who cherished her side sleeping position. Alice would curl up on her side every night, clutching a thick pillow, thinking she was doing her body a favor. But over time, Alice began to experience chronic neck pain, frequent morning headaches, and even shortness of breath during the night. What she didn't realize was that her sleeping posture, combined with improper pillow support, was quietly wreaking havoc on her well-being. The problem with poor sleep posture is that it can misalign your spine and restrict your breathing. For example, sleeping on your stomach can put undue pressure on your neck, twisting it in an unnatural position for hours at a time. On the other hand, sleeping flat on your back without proper pillow support can lead to snoring, sleep apnea, or disrupted oxygen flow, issues that are particularly dangerous as we age. For someone like Alice, these problems didn't appear overnight. They crept up slowly, making her think the aches and discomfort were simply a part of getting older. But in reality, her sleep habits were to blame. So, how can we fix this? Start by evaluating your sleep position. If you're a side sleeper like Alice, use a supportive pillow that keeps your head, neck, and spine aligned. Consider placing a small pillow between your knees to reduce pressure on your lower back. This simple adjustment can dramatically improve your comfort and prevent chronic pain. For back sleepers, the key is to support the natural curve of your spine. Use a pillow that keeps your head slightly elevated, and if needed, place a small cushion under your knees to maintain proper spinal alignment. Now, let's address stomach sleepers, a position many people cling to despite its drawbacks. If you sleep on your stomach, it's worth considering a gradual transition to side or back sleeping. Stomach sleeping can strain your neck and lower back, leading to stiffness and pain over time. Changing positions might feel strange at first, but your body will thank you in the long run. Alice decided to make these changes after a visit to her doctor, who emphasized the importance of sleep posture for overall health. Within a few weeks of adjusting her sleep setup, her neck pain and headaches diminished, and she even noticed an improvement in her energy levels during the day. Remember, your body spends an average of 7 to 8 hours in the position you choose for sleep. That's a significant amount of time for your muscles, joints, and organs to be affected. By making small adjustments, you can ensure that those hours are restorative and not harmful. Let's dive into another habit that may seem harmless but can have significant consequences: late-night snacking. Many of us have been guilty of indulging in a bedtime snack now and then. Maybe a slice of cake, a handful of chips, or even a comforting bowl of ice cream. But what if I told you that this seemingly innocent habit could be disrupting your sleep and harming your overall health? Take the story of George, a 71-year-old retiree who loved to enjoy a small snack before heading to bed. For George, it wasn't about hunger, it was a routine, a way to unwind after a long day. His go-to choices: chocolate, cookies, and a cup of tea with sugar. At first, this habit seemed harmless, but over time, George started noticing some troubling patterns. He often found himself waking up in the middle of the night with a dry mouth, a racing heart, or an uneasy stomach. His sleep felt fragmented, leaving him groggy and irritable in the morning. What George didn't realize was that his bedtime snacking was the culprit. Late-night eating can disrupt your body's natural processes in several ways. First, your digestive system has to work overtime when you eat right before bed. Instead of focusing on rest and repair, your body is busy breaking down that snack, which can lead to discomfort, acid reflux, or bloating. Certain foods, especially sugary or fatty ones like George's cookies, can spike your blood sugar levels. This temporary energy boost might make you feel good initially, but as your blood sugar drops later, it can wake you up or disturb the quality of your sleep. Additionally, caffeine-containing snacks or drinks, such as George's tea, can further interfere with your ability to drift into deep, restorative sleep. So, what can you do to break this habit? Start by being mindful of your evening cravings. Ask yourself, am I truly hungry, or is this just a habit or an emotional response? If it's the latter, try replacing the snack with a relaxing bedtime ritual, like reading a book or practicing deep breathing exercises. If you do need a small snack before bed, choose wisely. Opt for foods that promote sleep rather than disrupt it. A handful of almonds, a small piece of banana, or a glass of warm milk are excellent options. These foods contain nutrients like magnesium and tryptophan, which can help your body relax and prepare for sleep. George eventually made these changes. He swapped his cookies for a few almonds and replaced his sugary tea with a calming herbal tea like chamomile. Within weeks, his sleep improved significantly. He no longer woke up in the middle of the night, and his mornings were brighter and more energetic. Remember, what you eat before bed doesn't just affect your waistline. It impacts your sleep quality, energy levels, and even your long-term health. Breaking the habit of late-night snacking might be challenging at first, but the rewards are well worth it. Let's move on to a mistake that often goes unnoticed but has a profound impact on your health: having an inconsistent sleep schedule. It's common to think, I'll just catch up on sleep tomorrow, or staying up late tonight won't hurt. But the truth is, irregular sleep patterns can throw your body's natural rhythm into chaos. Consider Margaret, a 68-year-old grandmother who enjoyed her evenings catching up on her favorite TV shows or chatting with her friends online. Some nights, she'd go to bed at 9 p.m. Other nights, it was closer to midnight. Margaret believed that as long as she got enough hours of sleep, the timing didn't matter. But over time, she started to notice some alarming changes. Margaret found herself feeling tired during the day, even after what she thought was a full night's sleep. She began experiencing mood swings and difficulty concentrating on simple tasks. Worst of all, she felt her energy levels dwindling, affecting her ability to spend quality time with her grandchildren. What Margaret didn't realize was that her inconsistent sleep schedule was disrupting her body's circadian rhythm, often referred to as the internal clock. This clock regulates many essential functions, including your sleep-wake cycle, digestion, and hormone production. When you don't stick to a regular sleep schedule, your body struggles to know when it's time to rest and when it's time to be alert. Irregular sleep patterns can lead to more than just daytime fatigue. Studies have shown that they're linked to an increased risk of heart disease, weakened immunity, and even cognitive decline as you age. For older adults, this is particularly important because your body's ability to adapt to sudden changes in sleep patterns decreases over time. So how can you establish a healthy sleep routine? It starts with consistency. Aim to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This trains your internal clock to maintain a steady rhythm, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Create a calming bedtime ritual to signal to your body that it's time to wind down. This could include reading a book, listening to soft music, or practicing gentle stretches. Avoid stimulating activities like watching TV or scrolling through your phone before bed, as the blue light emitted by screens can interfere with your melatonin production, the hormone that helps you sleep. Margaret decided to make these changes. She set a bedtime alarm to remind herself to start her wind-down routine and committed to a consistent sleep schedule. At first, it felt like a challenge, but within weeks, she noticed a dramatic improvement. She woke up feeling refreshed, her mood stabilized, and she had the energy to keep up with her active grandchildren. It's a small adjustment, but keeping a consistent sleep schedule is one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. Your body thrives on routine, and by respecting its natural rhythm, you're setting yourself up for better sleep, better energy, and a better quality of life. As we come to the final part of this discussion, let's pause and reflect. Sleep isn't just about avoiding mistakes. It's about building habits that nurture your body and mind. If you've identified with any of the scenarios we've explored today, it's not too late to make a change. Think about Henry, a 72-year-old retiree who realized that his sleep habits had been working against him for years. He used to snack on sugary treats late at night, scroll through his tablet for hours, and fall asleep whenever he felt tired, with no consistent bedtime. Henry often joked that he could sleep when he's gone, but after losing a close friend who passed unexpectedly in his sleep, Henry decided it was time to prioritize his health. Henry started small. He swapped his nightly snacks for a soothing cup of herbal tea. He set a firm bedtime and made his bedroom a tech-free zone. Most importantly, he began to listen to his body, respecting its need for quality rest. The changes didn't happen overnight, but gradually, Henry started to feel better than he had in years. He had more energy to pursue his hobbies, spend time with his grandchildren, and enjoy his golden years. Here's what Henry learned and what you can take away from his journey. Create a sleep sanctuary. Make your bedroom a place dedicated to rest. Keep it cool, dark, and quiet. Invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows that support your body, especially if you deal with aches and pains. Establish a wind-down routine. Just like children need a bedtime routine, adults do too. Engage in relaxing activities like reading, meditating, or listening to calming music to signal to your brain that it's time to sleep. Set boundaries with technology. As tempting as it is to scroll through your phone or watch late-night TV, these habits can interfere with your body's ability to produce melatonin. Commit to turning off screens at least an hour before bed. Embrace consistency. As we discussed earlier, a regular sleep schedule is crucial. Treat your bedtime like an unbreakable appointment with yourself. Monitor your diet. Be mindful of what you eat and drink in the hours leading up to bedtime. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, and heavy meals which can disrupt your sleep. Opt for light, healthy snacks if needed. Stay active during the day. Regular exercise can improve sleep quality, but avoid vigorous activity close to bedtime. Gentle stretches or yoga in the evening can be a great way to relax. Listen to your body. If you're experiencing persistent sleep issues, don't ignore them. Consult a healthcare professional to rule out underlying conditions like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome. Now, I want you to ask yourself, what steps can you take tonight to protect your sleep and by extension, your health? You don't need to overhaul your life in one day. Start with one small change and build from there. Sleep is one of the most profound gifts you can give to yourself. It's the foundation of your health, energy, and vitality. By making your rest a priority, you're not just improving your nights, you're enhancing the quality of your days and ensuring a brighter future. If this video has resonated with you, I encourage you to share it with someone who might need to hear this message. Leave a comment about the sleep habit you're committing to change today. And if you haven't already, subscribe to The Elder Voice for more tips and insights to help you thrive in your later years.